Welcome to Real Estate Talk, friend. I'm your host, and thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. I say it, I'm your host, Willie Lambright. I say it, and I say it all the time. Real estate changes people's lives to the good. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And for the next hour, I'm going to be telling you, have you ever wondered if you have interest in real estate, am I buying a lemon or am I not buying a lemon? How do you determine all that? Well, I'll tell you, our good friends over at Real Estate Concierge and Miss Heather Anderson will be sponsoring this hour and telling you all the ins and outs. I want to welcome Heather to the studio along with our special guest, Michael. Goodness gracious, I don't know if I can say your last name for me, sir.
Michael Pagulatos with Strata Home Inspection.
Wow.
Padugalos.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you, he's forgotten more than I'll ever know when it comes to home inspections. So we're going to be visiting with Michael and Heather throughout the hour to tell you some of the do's and don'ts in, you know, home inspections, and we'll just let Heather take it from there, dear.
Okay, good morning. Hi, Willie. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Michael and I have been working together.
Wait a minute for a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Something's different about you.
What?
Have you been de-stressing a little bit? Because you look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Just get back from a vacation.
No, but you know, it's.
You look very healthy today.
Well, thank you. I feel great.
Most of my agents that come to the studio, they're all stressed by the end of the year and worn down and beat up and all that stuff. You're not. Anyway,
I know.
Kudos to you.
I was off this weekend, so we had, we have a team. So as a team, you can do that. So that's one of the big perks of why I don't feel so stressed out today. So thank you, team.
Well, happy Sunday
thank you
to
so much. Okay. But yeah, Michael and I have been working together almost half a decade. And he's my favorite inspector that I've ever worked with because he leads with those core values that we have. And he just tells the truth. And I have to kind of say like a little fallacy out there. A lot of times when you represent a buyer and you're a real estate agent, you don't want an inspector to tell your clients the whole truth, nothing but the truth, because they could, quote unquote, kill the deal is what it's called. I've seen that a lot of times in my career, but I went the other way, and I wanted the inspector that would kill the deal if it needed to be killed.
It's and rightfully so, Heather, because you're dealing with the largest transaction most people ever deal with in their life. And if you don't know the truth about the skeleton of that home, you're in a world of hurt on down the line, so you don't really know what you're buying. I totally agree with you on the truth pattern.
Yeah, so this guy, Michael, he delivers that truth.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Michael?
Absolutely. I live and die by my reputation. And one of the reasons I became a home inspector after my first career as an engineer many years is my own experiences that I had with home inspectors. I felt that they did not represent me. The reason I paid them was because I wanted to know everything that is going on with that house, and that will allow me to make an educated decision as to which point do I need to negotiate my purchases, what kind of repairs do I need to negotiate, because just like Heather said, this is the biggest purchase that most folks will make in their lifetime. And I live my life professionally and personally with the axiom that do others like you want them to do you.
That's called the golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I saw it as a kind of a crusade to deliver a unbiased, just the facts, ma'am, without any personal opinions, without any bias of any sorts, just the facts. So my clients can make up a decision on whether and how to spend the most money they will ever spend in their lives.
Are inspectors licensed in Texas?
All inspectors are licensed in Texas.
Okay, so let me ask you this. And it's my job to be the advocate for the people. That's my job, right?
Absolutely.
So I believe you when you say that just the facts. Isn't it the job of all inspectors to give me just the facts? My listener this Sunday morning can go down through the internet, or if you're old like me with the pager system, the yellow pages, right? And they can look up inspectors. By law, inspectors have to give the facts. Do they not?
I believe that most of them, if not all of them, believe that they do give the facts. But that doesn't necessarily reflect the truth.
There you go.
So these people are not dishonest or crooks, but everybody delivers a product based on their experience and their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's very, very important to carefully select the home inspector who's going to inspect your house. In the primary consideration, the last consideration should be price. We all have to live within our budget, but this is not the place to go cheap. What you want is you want to hire the most detailed, the most thorough home inspector that you can afford to pay. And there's an objective way to find out who that is, because everybody you call to, they're going to claim the greatness. My suggestion to my clients is, to prospective clients who called me on the phone is, as you shop around, please text me your email address and do the same thing with every other home inspector that you interview, and ask me to email you a couple of home inspection reports that I've written for somebody else, because there is nothing like a sample of somebody's work to actually show you the level of detail they get into, and if what they say actually has a reflection in reality. So ask a sample of somebody's work. And the reason I ask this is because I'm so confident that when my prospective clients read of one of my inspection reports, and then an inspection report by anybody else, it will become instantly crystal clear what they want to do.
You know, one of the things, again, my job is to be an advocate for the people, okay? And so when folks are buying or selling a piece of property, they're not in the business like we are. So either the real estate agent or the most dominant personality in that family gives advice about what to do. And so I agree with you from a sales perspective. You go and you ask for referrals and you get samples of work. That's what our society as educated consumers do these days. Truth be known is people that are in the buying process follow the lead of their real estate agent during the option period of when the inspection is going on. That it happens 99% of the time, and I didn't realize, even sitting up here this Sunday morning, how apparent it is that the agent, the excitement of what's going on in the purchase of that home, or whatever the case may be, says, hey, go use this person. And 99% of the time, don't they do that, Heather?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the times they do.
Yeah.
And so, like, our job is really, a big part to do this due diligence of what Michael's talking about. Some clients go direct to him, but most go through us.
Yeah. You've been doing this since you were knee-high to a grasshopper, selling real estate, and you know the ins and outs. And one of the reasons you brought Michael on the air this Sunday morning is to give his services the kudos needed for the public to get in touch with him. So that being said, I'm gonna give you his reach out number and tell him Willie said call or Heather said to call. 214-532-2092. Again, 214-532-2092. I gotta go to break here in a minute, Heather. And what I want to make sure that we do is set the listener up this Sunday morning who may be buying a piece of property. I really want to get it through a lot of folks' heads that it's very important you pick the right inspector when buying a piece of property, because you don't want to buy somebody else's problems. So when we come back, I'd like to pick Michael's brain a little bit about what are some of the deal breakers in an inspection. Because, you could go through there and you could use an inspection, truth be known, you could use an inspection to lower the price on the home. And some of it is a bunch of bull butter and some of it is not a bunch of bull butter. So let's talk a little bit about that when we come back. Is that the way you want to go, Heather?
That works.
Yeah. This hour is brought to you by our friends at Real Estate Concierge. Miss Heather Anderson, you've heard all their commercials throughout and during the week. If you're looking to buy or sell a piece of property, get in touch with Heather at 855-732-6700, 855-732-6700. When we come back, we're going to tell you the do's and what the deal breakers are and are not when buying a piece of property. You know it, friend. We'll be back in a Willie Scotia.